Hey guys, yeah, hello again. Lovely to be doing my third YouTube video as part of my new dream lifestyle habit. Again, I'm going to just show you this, oh my gosh, just amazing scenery that I get to look at and stare at like every day. Oh my gosh, how is this for a view to get up to in the morning? Now, for any of you, particularly in a colder country like England or Ireland or colder countries of Europe, like it's October, imagine getting up to this. I mean, wow. Talk about talk about God answering your prayers and feeling blessed. So look, guys, this is kind of like the theme I want to talk about again today. I just want to share with you something which I really kind of feel quite passionate about, and which I really feel hopefully will be of help to any of you guys. It's something very close to my heart, and something I'm just really, really grateful for, that I've learned about over the years. So I want to talk about the power of prayer, and I want to talk about what I'm finding to be the way in which God works and the way in which God answers prayers. And so guys, here's the thing, right? I was kind of reflecting on this before this video, and I was thinking about different things I could talk about. And I've got a background as a health coach, so I could talk about like the benefits of cold showers or Wim Hof breathing or nutrition. But these things are all great and they're all going to help you with your physical health. But I want to go a little deeper today. My friend Gillian, if you're watching this, I made a new friend out here in beautiful Kefalonia, Greece. And she said to me, Ben, don't be so deep. But hey, this is Gillian, this is me. This is what I feel passionate about sharing. So I'm going to share it. Not because I feel I have to. If it were for that reason, yeah, I agree with you. It's not good to be so deep, but it's actually more coming from a place of like desire. Like I actually want to share this stuff. I want to be deep because I feel passionate about it. So I'm coming from a different place, okay? So if you watch this, Gillian, it's cool. I'm not coming from a place of guilt. I'm coming from a place of desire, which is the effect of, I feel, much inner work and much self-love. So guys, here's what I want to share, right, is what I've learned. One of the things that's helped me to kind of live this kind of new dream lifestyle that I'm living is it's okay. It's okay to ask. I've been doing a bit of reflecting lately, and the more I'm reflecting and the more I'm listening to God, the more I'm listening with my heart, the more I'm listening to my gut, to my intuition, the more I'm being brutally honest with myself, which isn't always easy, by the way, the more I'm realizing actually that I could have been having a lot more fun in my life. I could have been having this kind of lifestyle years ago. As my friend Aaron Dowdy, the popular YouTuber, which many of you may know, as he says, he wished once he started his YouTube channel and then became, a lot more popular, and then started, allowing himself to experience a lot more abundance in his life. One of his things he says is, why didn't he start when he was younger? And I kind of feel like I'm beginning to relate to what you were saying, Aaron Dowdy. It's like, yeah, I could have done this years ago. I mean, I don't want to tell you my age. I kind of want you to guess. I think that's fun. But anyway, I could have started this years ago. And you know what, guys? This is what I want to share, right? One of the reasons I feel that I haven't allowed myself to experience more fun and more joy and more abundance in my life is, I had a taste of this a few years ago when I went traveling. And there's certain times in my life where I really allowed myself to like go traveling, have fun. I had a brilliant job when I was, at the young age of 18, doing Camp America. But you know what? I feel now I could have rode that wave. I could have just kept doing that. But I'm realizing the effect of conditioning, the effect of family influence, Catholic influence, and I'm not saying this to be, I don't want to be. I don't want to be knocking the Catholic religion. I don't want to be, knocking my family. Certainly don't. They're great. My family have been really great to me. But I feel this is what I'm learning is, like, for me personally, I feel that by listening to others, it's really held me back in my life. And I feel the more I've learned to listen to my heart and to listen to God in like a really honest way, like really asking God, like, really deeply and sincerely and honestly, like, am I actually allowed to have more fun? Am I actually allowed to have more joy? Am I actually allowed to be more, I'll say the scary word, selfish? Am I allowed to be more selfish? And I think this is the thing that's held me back, is from a young age, I felt like the feeling of, if I let myself do what I want to do, like when I went traveling, like when I did Camp America when I was 18, it kind of, I think I did it for a certain period. I did it for maybe a summer, and then I went traveling for, a couple of years. But then I had this feeling of like, oh, I should stop now. This is too much, no, this is too indulgent. This is like, no, I need to go start working. I need to start, making money. But the more I'm listening to God, the more I'm learning that, no, that's all conditioning. Like, and this is another thing I want to learn as well. Again, I feel like I could talk for so long on this subject, but I'll try and keep it fairly succinct today. I feel something that's really helped me is whenever I have a feeling of should, like, oh, I should do this, oh, I shouldn't ask for any more, or, that's not what God's telling me. That's not what, God doesn't speak to me that way. Like, God doesn't say you should do this, you should do that. No. I feel doing like what I feel God wants is really just allowing myself to follow my heart, to follow my dreams. And the more I've done that, the more I've just trusted that it's okay to really go for what I want and absolutely have no regrets and absolutely like live my best life, like live my dream life, the more I'm learning that I'm allowed to do that and I'm allowed to ask for that. The more I feel through my law of attraction and through the opportunities that I'm attracting, the more I feel like it's affirmation, that God's saying to me, like, yes, my son, you keep doing that. Like, it's good, and just so that I'm clear on this, I'm not saying that it's good to go live a life of debauchery and complete hedonism where, going out, partying, drinking, drugs, sleeping around. I'm not saying that, because obviously that's not really like loving behavior, right? It's not good for my health either. What I'm saying is, like, doing things that I feel are like loving to myself, but actually are just loving things, being childlike, going out in the sea, eating lovely healthy foods, getting like really good sleep, making time for prayer, but not in a religious on my knees, rosary beads out, Catholic upbringing kind of style. No. Like, just give myself time, just sit down and just listen to God, like I am now this morning, just sitting in nature and just listening to God and just talking to him like he's my friend right in front of me, just saying like, wow, God, like, thank you so much for all the ways you're blessing me, and God, like, and being honest with him, saying like, not going to a priest and doing the whole confession thing, because that's coming from guilt, but just saying to God, like, God, I know I've made a mistake yesterday, and God, I know that I probably could have been more loving there, and God, I know I probably could have, worked a bit harder there, and God, I know it's a bit indulgent of me to let myself stay in a hotel for a couple of nights. But it's really like that interaction of just trusting that God is like a friend. He's going to listen. He's going to be compassionate. And he's just like this lovely, like unconditionally loving parent who's just listening to me. And he's saying to me like, yeah, Ben, like, it's okay. It's okay to make mistakes. It's cool. Like keep listening to your heart. Keep learning from your mistakes. Keep trying to be a loving person. Keep doing what feels loving to yourself, but at the same time loving to others. And so that's all I want to share, really, guys. There's a lot more detail I can go into on this, and there's way more I want to share in terms of like healthy habits and stuff. But that's all I want to share today, really. I really hope this helps you, as it's certainly been helping me in my life. Just learn when you're speaking to God, if you do believe in God. If you don't believe in God, that's cool. Like, if you don't believe in God, then what I would suggest is, if you want to be a more loving person, just listen to your heart. Just go with your intuition, go with your gut. Just go with what feels loving, okay? If you feel like, and my friend Gillian taught me this today, I made a lovely new friend out here, Gillian. She's a holiday rep. And I hope you don't mind me mentioning you in public, Gillian. I'm sure you don't though. And she said to me, you know, about 10 years ago, she kind of retired from her job in London, and she started like, she actually got a tattoo on her foot saying, follow your dreams. And she said to me, she said, Ben, you know, since 10 years ago, I've started to follow my dreams and stop doing what I feel I should do. And that was kind of part of my motivation for this video. I thought, yeah, this is what I feel God is telling me to do. Do what I desire in my heart, not what I feel I should. That's not what I feel God is telling us to do. And if you have that feeling of you should do this, that I don't feel that's coming from God, or from my experience, that's not coming from God. That's coming from conditioning. That's coming from maybe family. That's coming from maybe society. It's not. Maybe that's coming from religion. It's not what's coming in your heart. That's what I've learned anyway. How God speaks to us. God speaks to us through our heart, through our emotions. And so yeah, that's really what I want to reiterate to you today. Is my friend Gillian was just saying, you know, about 10 years ago she retired from her job, her and her husband, and they just started following their dreams and they stopped doing what they should do. And she said, you know what? Since then, every day is a blessing. Every day is literally like, and I can see it. I can sense it in her energy. She's a lovely people person, you know. And you know, I meet certain people like that, and I often when I have chats with, if I get the opportunity to chat to them and ask them, you know, what they're learning in life, often there's a similar theme around. There's a similar consensus among people with that kind of lovely, compassionate, caring, warm energy about them, and often they say, yeah, you know what, Ben, I've learned to listen to my heart. I've learned to put myself first, and I really do feel this is the way forward for living a loving life, you know, putting yourself first, guys. And yeah, here's the thing I want to finish with, right? Like me in my life, for many years, guys, the reason I haven't kind of allowed myself to experience more fun in life is I've had a fear of doing what's selfish, and I've had a fear that often, like, going for what I want, I view as being selfish. But I'm beginning to learn now that what I view as being selfish, it's not selfish, it's actually self-care. And so if any of you feel like you're holding yourself back in life, maybe being a bit hard on yourself, not really allowing yourself to go for what you want, not really allowing yourself to ask God to allow you to have the life of your dreams, just consider that maybe you judge yourself and your motives as selfish, and just consider that view that you have in your head as, oh, this is selfish. That's not selfish. That's self-care. That's self-love. And you know what? You're allowed to be self-caring. You're allowed to be self-loving. And you know what, guys? The more loving you are to yourself, the more loving you're going to be able to be to others. Because this is what I feel right now. The more loving to myself I'm being, the more of an overflow of love I feel for others. Like these days, I'm now thinking about, like, how can I treat people? How can I how can I make enough money to just like put on a retreat for free? How can I make enough money to just go back home to London to my family and just treat them all to, like, you know, a lovely day in a spa, or a lovely night in a hotel, or a lovely, like, restaurant, you know, dinner on me, you know. And the reason and the fact that I'm feeling that way is showing to me, yeah, like, this is good. Being loving to myself is good, because it's making me, if I'm doing something that's making me want to be more loving to others, then surely that's a loving thing. All right, guys, that's from me today. I hope you enjoyed that. And yeah, if you enjoy my videos, just like give a little, if you want to subscribe to me, that will help me build up a following. That'll help me to receive more abundance. And hey, the more abundance I have, the more abundance I'll have to share with others. So yeah, subscribe if you like my channel, if you like what I'm sharing, or give me a like or a comment. And I'm looking forward to hopefully growing a community and growing a following, and being able to carry on my direction of being more loving to myself and more loving for others. And guys, that is what I wish for each of you. Over and out, guys. Send you love.